All right. Now, MaryLee Orr joins us. She's the head of the Louisiana Environmental Action Network. MaryLee, welcome to the Young Turks.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted. I'm in between interviews, and so I'm hoping that you're able to hear me and I can hear you.
Yes.
I'm so honored to be on your show.
Thank you. So tell us about what you guys are doing down on the Gulf Coast.
Wow. From the very beginning, we've been monitoring aerial ground surveillance. We've been analyzing the air data. We've been working on worker health and safety issues, which I hope we'll get to share with you tonight. We've been concerned about the fishermen who lost their jobs and their livelihood because of the oil and the dispersants in the Gulf. We've distributed protective gear, and we've been fighting for workers' rights and a whole bunch of other things that I'll be happy to share with you. But I'll let you we can talk about whatever you'd like tonight.
Right. Let's focus on the workers there cleaning up the oil spill. Now,
Great.
Are some of them getting sick? Is that what we're hearing?
From the very beginning, we were concerned. The Alaskan fishermen called us to say, be very careful when you go out in the Gulf. Don't do like we did 20 years ago. Some of us are still seriously ill. Use protective gear. And sure enough, we had that concern. We started offering protective gear, but we also been hearing our fishermen have been getting very sick. Dizzy, headaches, vomiting. In the paper, they had some workers that were airlifted from the site with chest pains and brought to the hospital. So we're getting, on an ongoing basis, that people are having health impacts.
So what's the motivation of BP from preventing people from protecting themselves, and are they doing that?
Yes. Our fishermen wanted to use respirators when they were out there, and they were told they would be reassigned or they would be fired. So they weren't allowed to use a respirator, and they feel like they have to choose between their health and feeding their family. You shouldn't have to choose between your health and feeding your family. You want those men to be able to go home to their families safe and healthy. Why doesn't BP want to see the fishermen or the folks doing responding in respirators? Because I think it emits a certain level of liability. If you have a respirator on, maybe that means there's something in the air. We believe there are things in the air from the burning of the slick, from 1.72 million gallons of dispersant. It's a world record. All that crude oil, the evergreen, which is burning off the oil as we speak, we believe that is creating health impacts. But even if we didn't think so, people are calling us and saying, we're sick, we need help.
So what do they have a financial motive here? Because it seems like the financial motive would be the opposite. If those people get sick, one day they might sue BP. I'm just trying to figure out why they don't want them to use respirators. Does it cost them more money? What is it?
You know, it doesn't seem to be logical to me. I would think in the long run to err on the side of human health and safety. And I want to talk about bpmakesmesick.com, where people can go to. But we've worked very hard on our coalition statement. In other words, if you're a worker out there and you want a respirator, you can have it. If you feel you don't need it, you don't have to have it. But you might be out in the oil working, and then all of a sudden get a very strong smell from a plume, from a dispersant, and you think, I need my respirator. They should be able to have that. What their motive is, I do not know. From the get-go, though, they have not been transparent, as you know. They haven't been exactly truthful about the amount of oil. They're charged, of course, penalized by the amount that's discharged, hence people wonder about the dispersant the oil. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but our biggest concern is the people along the Gulf are safe cleaning up this catastrophic disaster that we have here, and we appreciate people that care about it.
All right. One last question for you. We're talking to MaryLee Orr. She's the head of the Louisiana Environmental Action Network. The website that this cause is about is called bpmakesmesick.com. I know you've got an interesting coalition. You've got the fishermen there on your side. You've got some of the workers in the Gulf Coast, and you've got some environmental groups. What is it that you guys want to do? I assume, of course, you want BP to allow the respirators, but is there something that you want the government or Obama to do?
I want the government and Obama to protect the workers, among other things. And one thing that's been fascinating to me, I didn't know how America would respond to our message. And we've had more than 1,000 people a month. It's been a long day. 1,000 people an hour signing up. Last count, more than 40,000 people. And we're going to harness that energy and ask for other changes as well. But for right now, protective gear for workers so their life isn't changed for the rest of their life. that's a big message that I think is really important while we're trying to save our beloved Gulf.
All right, MaryLee Orr, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening. Really appreciate it.
You too.